I'm just thinking about how I'm going to explain all of this. Anyway, so I've been getting a lot of WhatsApp message from people who want to bring their family to the United Kingdom to attend the graduation with them because, of course, we're in the graduation season. Now, personally, I did not bring my parents for my graduation because they are already on the 10 years route visa. But I was able to bring someone else through the visa application. Now, the first thing is you need to go to the gov.uk website. It has everything you need to know about the application. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my tab and I am on the website myself. I can put the link here if I remember, but if not, all you need to do is go to your browser and type visitor visa UK, and then you will go to the website. So when you're applying, we have different validity period for the visa. We have the 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. The 6 month visa is £115. The 2 years visa is 400 and something. The 5 years is 7 something, and then the 10-year one is £963. Now, if this is the first time your family member or whoever it is that you are inviting is coming to the UK, it is important that you do the 6 month visa. Please, 6 months. Don't go and do the one for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. Start with a 6 month visa, and then the next time you can always upgrade to 2 years, 5 years, and so on until the person gets to 10 years visa route. Now, so what is really important and what is key in this visa application generally is, one, evidence that you are able to return back to your home country, whether this is Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Sierra Leone, wherever it is that your family is based. You need to evidence that they would return back to the country. And then the second most important thing in this application is funding. You need to be able to show proof of fund that you can cater for your trip, your flight, your accommodation, and your entire visit. I'm not talking about you now. I'm talking about like whoever it is that is coming, whoever is the sponsor, need to be able to show this evidence. Now, I am not an immigration lawyer, and anything that I say in this video is absolutely my personal advice and my personal view. I do not represent the UKVI or the Home Office. I have been privileged to see a lot of visa refusal letter, and one thing stands out in this visa refusal letter, and that is funding. There is always a lack of connection between how much you put in your account and how much they expect you to have. So basically, the sad part and the good part as well for the visitor visa is there is no fixed amount provided by the UKVI for you to have in your bank account. There is nothing like you need to have £3,000, £4,000. It is not specified. So it is up to you to determine that. And this sometimes works to our advantage or your disadvantage depending on how you utilize it. So the visa refusals that I've been seeing is basically people who are employed. So you say you are employed. I'm going to be using Nigeria as a case study because I get a lot of people viewing this are Nigerians. So somebody in Nigeria saying that, oh, I work in so place and then I earn 100,000 naira monthly. And then you are showing a proof of fund that you have 5 million naira. How did you save 5 million naira if you earn 100,000 and you have been paying your expenses, your rent and everything? How were you able to save 5 million naira? So you see some of these case workers trying to do the mathematics and it's not adding up. So despite the fact that you're working, you're earning a substantial amount, which is just 100,000, and you are putting 5 million, if it does not correlate, they start asking questions, and then the next thing you see is a visa refusal. The second thing is someone saying, oh, I am a trader, I am self-employed. And then you submit a bank statement that has like 3 million naira, but that bank statement does not show influx of money. Where is the money that you are, where is the profit? Where is the sales you are making under your bank statement? It is not showing there. So automatically the case workers start adding 1 plus 1. Okay, this person says that I am a trader, but I can't see any transactions over time showing that he has been making enough profit to be able to afford 3 million naira just for a vacation. And this also applies to, when you say you are employed. So that's the mathematics you need to do to be able to determine the amount you are going to use and how it, factors into the amount you say you are earning or the sales you are making from your business. Personally, I love it when people just say they are unemployed so that the person in the UK can do the sponsor. It's always easier like that because it's easy to understand the pounds. This thing is easy for the person in UK to sponsor you, and there will be less issues for your financial calculations from the home office. If you have been able to get this far in the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you say you are self-employed, you need to prove that your business is legit, your business is registered. And if you cannot prove that, you know the answer. Now, that doesn't mean that there are people that don't get away with this. It happens, but I am speaking from the visa refusal that I have seen, and these has always been the reasons why most people have been refused. The funding was not matching, not like they don't have enough money, but the funding was not just matching. So in my own case, what I did was to state that the person is unemployed, and then I am the main sponsor. So I would be the financial sponsor of the person's trip because the person is not working, and whatever bank statement I am submitting for the person does not show like business transactions or anything like that. That is what I did, and that is what worked for me. So for the document that I used, for the person that I invited, the document that I uploaded for her, because I did the whole application by myself. The document that I uploaded for her, the person's international passport, 1 month bank statement from the person. And for this 1 month bank statement, there was no much money. I think it was 50 or 60 or 70,000 naira that was inside. I've seen some people say that it's 20,000 naira that was inside because the person is not a sponsor. We just needed the bank statement, like a proof of address or something. You just need to submit like 1 month bank statement if the person that you are inviting is not a sponsor, and the amount inside doesn't really matter. It could be any little amount, not serious amount. Don't have like 500,000 naira and you're saying the person cannot sponsor, something like that. It's just simple logic anyway. So do whatever works for you. So international passport, 1 month bank statement. If the person is married, then you can add the marriage certificate of the person, okay? And of course, I did a letter of introduction for the person. So this is something that I think people don't do, but I decided to do it. So let's assume that I invited you, and then you that I invited, let's say your name is Shoma. So I invited Shoma, and then Shoma now wrote a letter introducing herself to the UKVI. So my name is so and so. I am married to so and so, and I have so and so number of children. I live at so and so, and I am not working. I am just a housewife. I am coming to visit my friend or my daughter or my uncle or whatever in the United Kingdom for their graduation, or if it's for a normal visit for tourism to visit because I haven't seen them for a while, and I'll be returning back to my home country to continue my normal life in my home country, blah blah blah. So that's like the letter of introduction that I did for the person, and then I think they'll be sponsoring my trip or something like that. And then the other document that I added was a flight estimate. So I did like, so let's say, for example, you're traveling with Air Peace or Royal Air Maroc. So I went to the website, look for the flight. So if the flight is December 10 to December 15, let's say I said the person is staying for 1 week or 5 days. So I went there, looked at the time, looked for the flight, took a screenshot. I didn't pay for the flight. I took a screenshot and added it as the document to show the flight estimate so that it correlates with the amount that I have said I put in my bank statement. I think I will explain that later. And then for the sponsor, the document that I added was my own bank statement, 3 month bank statement, you can now add, if you are employed already, you add your employment letter. If you are not employed, you use your student cards letter, you add your student cards. Then you add your BRP, your biometric resident permit. Your if you are related to the person, so let's say it's your parents, then you add your birth certificate. If you are not related to the person, so let's say you are married and you are inviting maybe your husband's parents or your husband's siblings, you add your husband's bank your husband's birth certificate to show the relationship between your husband and the parents. And if you're a man too and you're inviting your wife's family, the same thing. And then you add your own marriage certificate, so that shows the relationship between you and your spouse, and also shows the relationship between your spouse and the person that you are inviting. And then if you are inviting a friend, that could be like pictures or anything that shows that you and this person are, you guys have been friends for a long time. Then you also add your international passport. That is my international passport, my pay slip for 3 months. I added my pay slip for 3 months. I added my certificate of completion. That's my graduation certificate. That's if you're inviting someone for graduation, obviously. I added proof of being invited for graduation. So some schools do give you letter to say that you have been invited for your graduation. My school didn't give me. So what I did was to take a snippet or a screenshot of the email they sent to me saying you have been invited for, graduation. So that was my evidence. And then I wrote an invitation letter detailing my sponsor, the fact that I'll be the one sponsoring the trip, and that I have added, like flight estimate. So in the invitation letter that I wrote, I also included the amount. So let's say, for example, I think I used about £2,500. So that £2,500, in my letter, I was able to break it down. I can't remember if I put that breakdown in. I think I put it in the letter of introduction, something like that. I would confirm on the screen. So either way, anyways, I broke it down. So let's say 2,500 flight amount, maybe £800 based on the screenshot that I had already attached. And then the next one, accommodation. If the person is staying with me, £0, because this person is staying with me. If the person is staying in Airbnb, then you are going to screenshot the Airbnb accommodation, or you can do the one that you can book Airbnb that doesn't require payment, or if you want to pay, if you are sure, well, you can book the one that doesn't require payment. So you add that, you put the budget amount for that, transportation, maybe £100, whatever you think is good, flight, I already mentioned flight, accommodation, transportation, tourism, like going out, food, you put all of that. By the time you break it down like that, the total amount should be close to how much you have, allocated for that person to come. So if you have put 2,500, by the time I think I arranged mine, it was about, 2,200, and then I put like 300 for miscellaneous in case of any unplanned expenses. What this does for you is that it helps the caseworker, because there is no fixed amount for the visitor visa. It helps the caseworker to say, okay, even though you put £2,500, it is okay for the trip, because you have been able to break it down for them to understand that this money would indeed be enough for the trip. If you use £3,000, as long as you're able to justify that £3,000 is okay, fine. If you use £2,000, still the same logic. You get it? Now, the next thing is tenancy agreement. That is if you are using your own accommodation for the person. So you add the tenancy agreement for your house. If you want to add pictures to show that you have known this person before, then you add pictures as well. So I think those are basically the documents that I use. Like I said, if you are married to the person, family or whatever, you can add your marriage certificate as well. So those are all the documents. Now there's a question that a lot of people would also ask, and that is how do you evidence that you are going to go back to your home country? So I would say there is no right or wrong answer to this question. Many people that I know use the land document to show evidence that they will be returning back to their country. In my case, I was provided land document to use, but I ended up not using it because of some discrepancies that I saw. So all I did was to indicate in that letter of introduction that the person would be returning back to the home country because she has children, or because he has children in that country. So that was like kind of the tie. I think that was the end of what I put in the letter, stating I would be returning back to my home country because I am going back to see my children and my grandchildren that are still in Nigeria. I think you can also use like your employment letter if you are working in Nigeria and you are, you are saying that you are employed in your application, then you can use like your employment letter to show that you'll be returning back to the country. Or if you have like a vacation time given to you, show approval that you've been granted vacation. If you are a student, you can add evidence to show that you're a student, which means that you will be going back to your country.